My beloved, you have passed through shadows that felt too deep to escape. You have endured storms that threatened to unravel every part of you, carrying burdens that felt unending. There were moments when you questioned whether your heart could bear anymore, when the weight of silence pressed so hard you wondered if I had left you, but I never did. Through it all, even when your eyes could not perceive me, I was near. I was doing more than holding you together. I was awakening something eternal within you, a quiet strength that this world cannot explain, a resilience not born from ease, but carved into your spirit through the fire of persistence. You looked at your shaking hands and called them weak. You heard your own sighs and assumed you were losing. But I looked at you and called you victorious, because through the pain, through the confusion, through the fatigue, you kept reaching for me. You did not give up. What you could not see is that while your body trembled, your spirit grew roots. While you questioned, your faith was becoming unshakable. While you wept, you were being formed in the sacred furnace of my love. I never measured you by your failings. I measured you by the destiny I placed within you before your first breath. The strength rising in you now does not come from striving. It flows from surrender. From the places you let me in, even when it hurt. From the tears you offered as prayers. From the silent hours when you chose to believe, even without evidence. This is not about pretending to be unbreakable. It is about discovering that when you felt most broken, you were being rebuilt by my hand. The pieces you feared were lost were always held within my grasp. I am awakening now what I have long buried in the deep soil of your heart. Not a strength that flaunts itself, but one that stands when the world shakes. Not a strength that silences weakness, but one that embraces it and rises anyway. You are more than what they said you would be. You are more than the moments that tried to define you. You are more than the failure you feared. You are mine, and I am not restoring who you were. I am revealing who you have always been. Every time you chose hope over despair, it mattered. Every moment you forgave when bitterness begged for a voice, it counted. Every time you trusted when fear roared in your ears, heaven recorded it. You were sowing seeds in the hidden places, and now, beloved, the harvest is beginning to break through the soil. The winds that once threatened to destroy you have only fanned the flame I placed inside you, and now the glow is rising, slowly, gently, surely. You ask why the journey was so intense, why the battle felt relentless. Because the weight of what you carry now required a vessel that could withstand it. I do not place gold in cracked jars, without first sealing them with my own hands. I do not entrust my purpose to the easily shaken. I needed you to know that your foundation is me, not your plans, not your strength, not even your understanding. This is your moment of becoming, not by the eyes of man, but by the eyes of heaven. You carry now wisdom born of wandering, compassion, forged through pain, and faith made unbreakable through the long nights of waiting. What others see as fragility, I call refinement. What others call delay, I call preparation. You are not walking forward with nothing to offer. You are walking forward clothed in the authority of survival, in the garments of trust, in the fragrance of worship that was birthed through tears. You are stepping into the next chapter with more than enough, not because the path was easy, but because you kept going. Lift your head, precious one. The horizon before you is not unfamiliar. It is the promise I whispered long ago when you were still in the dark. The vision you thought had died is breathing again. The purpose you assumed was lost is stirring. The dreams you laid down in surrender are beginning to bloom in the light of my timing. This is the unveiling, not of perfection, but of presence. I have not been building a life of comfort for you. I have been cultivating a life of communion with me, where faith does not depend on outcome, but on intimacy. Where hope is not fragile, but rooted. Where love is not conditional, but endless. You are stronger than you feel. You are steadier than you think, and you are more ready than you realize. The strength rising in you is not yours alone. It is the breath of heaven within you. It is my spirit, whispering, get up again. It is my hand resting upon your shoulder. It is my voice calling you forward, not in striving, but in confidence. You have walked through sorrow, but joy is coming. You have faced endings, but resurrection is here. You have questioned everything, but the only answer you need is that I am with you. So walk on, beloved, with trembling hands, if you must, with cautious steps, with tears still drying. Walk not because you feel strong, my beloved, because you have not imagined the depth every time you take another step. The heavens rejoice. The end of your strength I awaken in you was not loud. What you saw in silence, it was me drawing you to stay when leaving not with thunder, but with the hush that invites. Speak truth in a world drowning in the quiet. I have been weaving gold for your tried to break you, threading strength through every fiber of your being. And again, there is a garden growing. Do not let your past redefine barren. Do you see my promise in the soil of your surrender? Let my love redefine your story. Seeds of resilience. This is not just about survival. In the ashes of your disappointment, revival. I have thought you had reached the end, but this is the beginning. And now, the beginning of walking in the fullness of who I created you to be. It is coming. So breathe deep. The rains have watered your faith. No winds have tested your roots. You are stepping into the most divine expression of strength. You have questioned your pace. Never understand. You have compared your strength is not to others to boast. You have mourned the time you thought you flowing through you. But hear me, and I am never precious one. Now delay is not denial. Not timing is perfect, but to live everything I have placed inside you. Clocks. You are exactly where I want you to be, because I am not simply preparing a path for you. I am preparing you for the path. You have felt forgotten, overlooked, unqualified, but I have been watching all along. Every quiet act of obedience, every whispered yes when no one else heard, every time you chose me over comfort, I have been shaping you into a vessel that can hold more of my glory, more of my purpose, more of my presence. You are not late, you are not behind. You are in the center of my will, even when you cannot trace my hand. Let me remind you, you were never meant to do this in your own strength. The burdens you tried to carry alone were never yours to bear. I have always been your strength. I have always been your sustainer. And now, I am calling you to rest in the truth that I am enough. The world around you shouts of striving, of proving, of becoming, but my voice speaks a different word. Beloved, you already are. You are already chosen, already loved, already worthy, not because of what you do, but because of who I am, and I am yours. In this season, I am not asking you to perform. I am inviting you to abide, to lean on me when you are tired, to come close when you feel empty, to believe that I am not just with you, I am for you. There is nothing about your story that intimidates me, nothing about your wounds that disqualifies you, nothing about your detours that has surprised me. I am the God who redeems, the God who restores, the God who brings beauty out of what was broken, and I am doing that in you, right now, even when you cannot see it, even when the evidence hasn't yet arrived. I'm writing something eternal into your life, something that cannot be measured in achievements or accolades, something that lives on in every life you touch, every prayer you whisper, every step you take in faith. Your weakness is not the problem. Your surrender is the key. There is a strength in stillness that the world does not recognize, a victory in quiet endurance, a triumph in simply staying faithful. You have done more in the waiting than you realize. You have fought battles others never saw. You have chosen joy when sorrow was easier. You have kept walking when quitting whispered seductively, and I, your Father, have seen every step. Your quiet obedience has shaken the darkness. Your faith, though small as a mustard seed, has moved mountains in the spirit. So do not despise the slow days. Do not belittle your hidden faithfulness. The world may not see, but heaven does, and I celebrate you, my beloved, not for your performance, but for your heart. I see how you've grown, how you've stretched, how you've learned to trust me in deeper ways. I know how hard it was to release control. I know how much you longed to understand, but faith, real faith, is not built in clarity. It is forged in trust. I have not abandoned you. I have been closer than your breath, writing my name into every moment. This is the season where you will begin to see why the battles were so fierce, why the fire was so hot, why the waiting was so long. Because what I am birthing in you is not temporary. It is eternal. That this is not just about you, it is about the generations that will walk freer because of your obedience. It is about the lives that will find healing because you chose to believe in me. It is about a legacy of faith that will outlive you because you were willing to trust me in the dark, to rise up, not in your own confidence, but in mine. Walk forward, not because you feel ready, but because I am with you. Let my peace silence the chaos. Let my truth steady your feet. Let my voice drown out the noise. You are not fragile. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are filled with my breath, covered in my grace, and surrounded by my promises. This is your awakening. Not an awakening to strive more, an awakening to receive more, to receive my love in deeper measure, to receive my joy without condition, to receive my strength that never runs dry. Rest, beloved, not because everything makes sense, but because I am trustworthy. You do not have to earn what I freely give. You simply need to say yes, yes to the journey, yes to the process, yes to me. You have not been walking alone. Every scar tells a story, but none of them tell of abandonment. They speak of survival, of redemption, of grace, and I will use them. Every wound I have touched with healing will become a testimony. Every tear you shed in my presence has watered a promise, and now that promise is coming to life, so lean into me, trust my timing. Let go of what you thought it would look like. I am doing something new, something beautiful, something sacred. You, my precious one, are right in the middle of it. You are seen, you are held, you are loved. This is not the end. This is where your story begins to shine. My beloved, you have come far not only in distance but in depth. The journey has taken you through valleys of shadows and mountains of fire. Yet here you are, still breathing, still standing, and though your feet may be weary, your spirit has never been more alive. You thought this path was meant to break you, but I have used it to remake you. What once felt like endings were doorways into my presence. What you thought were losses were sacred exchanges. I have been trading your burdens for my beauty, your grief for my gladness, your ashes for my glory. You are not the same. You are not who you were at the beginning of this path. You have allowed me to shape you in the shadows. You have said yes when the cost was high. You have laid down dreams, identities, timelines, not in defeat, but in trust. And that trust has become the soil in which new life is now breaking forth. I know how much it hurt to let go. I know how tightly you held what you believed you needed. But I was not asking you to lose, I was asking you to trade. To exchange what was temporary for what is eternal. To lay down what you thought you had to be, so you could receive who I made you to become. This is not punishment, this is preparation. You are stepping into a season where what I planted in the hidden places will begin to rise. And not for your glory, for mine the world will see, not a life without scars, but a life healed by my touch. You carry now an authority that was not granted by man, it was forged in the fire. You know what it is to fight in silence, to worship with a shattered voice, to believe when every emotion screamed to stop, and I have not missed a moment of it. Every tear you cried became a river through which my presence flowed. Every breath you took in the middle of fear became a weapon against darkness. You did not realize it, but all along I was giving you the keys to my kingdom. These are not the keys of influence. The world chases dot. These are keys of eternal value, keys of love that never gives up, keys of humility that changes atmospheres, keys of faith that calls down heaven. You have been walking in training, but now you are stepping into commissioning. You are stepping into alignment. You are stepping into the sacred assignment that could only come through surrender. Do not be afraid of the unknown. I have gone before you. I am not calling you into striving. I am calling you into partnership, into a deeper walk, a fuller trust, an unshakable bond. This is not a call to produce. It is a call to abide. Abide in me, and I will produce through you what your hands could never accomplish on their own. The strength you now carry is not a mask. It is not pretense that is born of truth. It is born of being known and loved in your lowest moments. It is born of staying close to me when every instinct told you to run. You have learned that intimacy with me is the greatest strength of all. And now you will walk with a new grace. Grace to forgive what tried to define you. Grace to speak when silence used to own you. Grace to walk in freedom when chains once told your story. You are no longer a captive. You are no longer bound to the past. You are free, free not just in name, but in reality. Free not because you escaped the fire, but because I walked through it with you. The smell of smoke will not cling to you. The enemy's accusations will no longer hold weight. I am rewriting the script. Where you once heard shame, you will now hear my delight. Where you once felt unworthy, you will now feel my embrace. Where you once hid, you will now shine. That there is no part of you I cannot redeem, not the fear, not the doubt, not the failure. I waste nothing, my child. Every broken piece has a place in my mosaic, and now, that mosaic is starting to take shape. It may not look like what you imagined. It may not follow the timeline you hoped for, but it carries my fingerprints, it carries my presence, it carries my glory. You will speak with a boldness that does not come from confidence in self, but confidence in me. You will love without caution, because my love has filled the cracks you once tried to protect. You will stand, not because you have all the answers, but because you know who holds them. Let go of the fear of starting again. This is not starting over, this is starting with me. Starting with a heart that knows where to run. Starting with eyes that recognize the true source of strength. Starting with a spirit that has been deeply rooted in my truth. You have been through a wilderness, but the wilderness has not been your enemy. It has been the sacred place where I taught you to listen, to lean, to linger. And now, beloved, you are ready to emerge. Ready not with force, but with focus. Ready not with striving, but with stillness. Ready not with fear, but with faith. I am doing a new thing in you, and this time, you will not run ahead of me. You will walk with me. And as you walk, things will fall into place. Doors will open. Peace will anchor you. Provision will meet you. This is not just about being strong. This is about being secure. Secure in my promises, secure in my presence, secure in your identity as my beloved. Let go of comparison. Let go of control. Let go of the fear that whispers you are not enough. You were never meant to be enough apart from me, but with me you are more than enough. I delight in you, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. You are my image bearer, my light in dark places, my vessel of glory. And the world needs what I have placed in you. So rise, not as a performer, but as a daughter. Rise, not as a soldier proving herself, but as a child coming home. Rise, not with the pressure to achieve, but with the freedom to receive. I am here, and I will never leave you. You do not need to chase after purpose. You simply need to stay close to me, and everything else will follow. The strength awakening in you is holy, it is quiet, it is unbreakable, because it is no longer yours alone, that it is mine, alive in you, and that changes everything. My beloved, come closer still, let your heart be quiet before me, for what I am speaking now is not only for your mind to comprehend, but for your spirit to receive. You are not merely being strengthened, you are being transformed. You have surrendered much, and I have seen it all. The private offerings, the silent releases, the painful obedience that no one else acknowledged. Each one a fragrance that rose before my throne. Each one a step deeper into the life I authored for you before time began. You are becoming something eternal, not in the eyes of the world, but in the reality of my kingdom. You are becoming the fulfillment of promises whispered in the secret place. You are becoming the vessel that can carry the fire of my love without fear of being consumed. I know the weight has been great. I know the pressing has stretched you beyond what you thought you could bear. But beloved, the pressing was never to destroy you. It was to produce oil. Oil that heals, oil that anoints, oil that burns with my presence. You carry something holy. Now a light not lit by ambition but ignited by encounter. A courage not birthed from self-reliance but from deep dependence. A voice that trembled once, but now speaks with authority. The world is aching for what you hold, not your perfection, not your performance, but your purity of heart. Your intimacy with me, your walk that remains steady when storms arise. You have become a living testimony, a story written not in ink but in surrender, a song sung not with melody but with endurance, a declaration not shouted from stages, but lived in the quiet rooms of unseen faith. And now I say to you, lift up your head, lift up your eyes, lift up your voice, not to prove, not to perform, but to proclaim. To proclaim what I have done, to declare what I am doing, to make known that I am faithful. You are not behind, you are not disqualified, you are not forgotten, you are right on time, by time, and in my time. Nothing is wasted. No delay is accidental, no detour is meaningless. You have grown in places no one saw, you have matured in silence, you have trusted me in the waiting. Now watch what I will do. I will bring life from the places you thought were dead. I will bring clarity from what once confused you. I will bring joy that will chase away mourning. I will reveal the fruit of what I have cultivated in the darkness. You thought you lost years, but I am the restorer of time. You thought you missed your chance, but I am the redeemer of destiny. You thought the promise had passed, but I am the resurrection and the life. Let me renew your perspective. You have not been wandering. You have been walking a sacred path. Every step led you deeper into me. Every no you endured protected a greater. Yes, every ending was the birthplace of a new beginning. And now, my beloved, you are ready to build again, but this time not in fear, not from striving, not in isolation. You will build from rest, from peace, from union with me. The foundations will be truth, the walls will be praise, the windows will be hope. That what once was shaken, I have made steady. What once was fragile, I have made firm. What once was broken, I have restored. You will not recognize yourself in this new season, because I have given you the mind of Christ. Your thoughts are shifting, your vision is expanding, your desires are aligning with mine. This is what it means to walk in the Spirit. That to no longer be led by emotion, to no longer be tossed by fear, to no longer react in haste, but to move in rhythm with heaven, to act from a place of discernment, to love from the overflow of intimacy with me. You are becoming my echo in the earth. Where there was once hesitation, I now place boldness. Where there was once anxiety, I now place assurance. Where there was once confusion, I now place revelation. You are not what happened to you. You are what I am doing through you. You are not defined by wounds, but by the healing now flowing from them. And yes, some will not understand. Some will question the transformation. Some will try to define you by the old chapters. But you do not owe anyone an explanation for what I am doing. You owe me your yes, your worship, your whole heart. Walk free of the need to be validated by men. Walk free of the weight of old expectations. Walk free in the identity I have spoken over you. You are my beloved. You are my warrior. You are my vessel, and I am not finished. What you have seen is only the beginning. What I have promised is still unfolding, so come deeper still. Let me refine what remains. Let me pour out what is needed. Let me reveal the glory that has always been hidden in your surrender. You are not just surviving, you are overcoming. You are not just restored, you are rising with new eyes, with steady feet, with holy fire, and you will not walk alone. I will go before you, I will guard behind you, I will dwell within you. This is the strength that cannot be shaken. This is the calling that cannot be revoked. This is the awakening that cannot be undone. You are ready, and I am with you always. Beloved, you have come so far, and still, I am not finished. There is more to you than what you see, more strength, more grace, more light. The days behind you carved a path through pain and trial, but the days ahead, they will rise on wings of revelation. You are not walking toward your end, but into your beginning. You are being built from the inside out by the fire of my presence, and every part of your journey has been sacred in my eyes. Let me now speak to the places within you that still feel unworthy, the silent ache that believes it's too late, the shadow that whispers that you are forgotten. You are not too far, you are not too late, and you have never been forgotten. I saw you in the secret hour when your soul broke, and no one knew. I was there when your courage failed and you almost gave up. I did not shame you, I gathered you. I held the fragments, I began again within you. Your tears were never wasted. They watered the hidden garden I was growing within you. Even now, that garden begins to bloom in places others overlooked, in spaces even you didn't believe could bear fruit. But I saw it, I see it still. This strength I have awakened in you, it is not loud, but it is unstoppable. It is not proud, but it is eternal. It is not built by the world's approval, but by my spirit dwelling in you. You are not called to blend in, but to rise. You are not made to fear, but to overcome. Not meant to strive endlessly, but to move with me in rest, confidence, and joy. Beloved. I do not call the qualified, I qualify the called, and I have called you. The road ahead may narrow, but it will shine with my glory. You may not understand every step, but you will never walk alone. My spirit will lead you, guide you, strengthen you, and when you grow tired again, I will lift you. I do not grow weary, I do not sleep. I am the keeper of your soul. You are free now, not because the world has changed, but because I changed you. You have been transformed in the secret place, refined in my fire, healed in my presence, strengthened in my love, and now you shine, even when the night is long, even when no one notices, even when the world remains cold. You shine because I dwell within you. This is the divine strength awakened, not a weapon forged by human hands, but a fire kindled by heaven, not a crown the world gave, but one I placed on you when I called you my own. Walk in this strength, child. Walk in this peace. Walk in this light. You are mine, and you have overcome. Now, rise, and never look back. Eternal is the strength born from intimacy with me. Everlasting is the light that rises within those who trust beyond what they see. The world may shake, but you will not be moved, for I am the rock beneath your feet. I am your portion. I am your peace. I am the one who called you, and I will finish what I began.